All right, so I'm doing the tofu balls, and it's a very quick recipe, believe it or not. So I have already, I've already done some fresh breadcrumbs in the lovely magic mix, and you, who was it? Elizabeth asked me, "Have you done 2 different types of balls?" And yes, I have. So I bought a whole lot of rye bread, which was I can't remember the make. Anyway, I thought I had enough for the 400 balls, but actually I ran out at home and Gordon went off back down to Darfield and bought me some soy and linseed because there was no more rye. So you've got a mixture, you had a mixture tonight of, there's the soy and linseed, which is what I've got here, and the other one was a dark rye. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what you do as long as it's a soft sort of wholemeal-y, as good and substantial bread as you can get. It's a good way to get rid of crusts and things. So in the whiz it goes, about 8 slices of bread, or maybe 8 to 10, it's up to you. The recipe says 8. And so I've done that already in the bowl, and then I'm going to simply, where's my brags? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest in. So I've got some in here. I'm going to blend some garlic and onions. Everything has garlic and onions. Great food for fighting bugs and building up the system. You can't go far. And what about Nona's beans? A lot of people like Nona's beans tonight. Did you like them? Nonna. Sorry, Gina. She's always correcting my pronunciation when it comes to Italian. Okay, onions. In here I'm going to do some parsley from our garden, fresh parsley. And then I've got some sweet basil dried, sweet basil, and then I'm going to do some tamari. There's actually no salt beyond what's in the bread and what's in the tamari, no added salt beyond. So basically the recipe says, I'm only using a dessert spoon here because I couldn't find a tablespoon. So we'll say 2 to 3 tablespoons of tamari, and then I'm doing some wholemeal flour, and for the gluten-frees, we're just simply using gluten-free bread and some corn flour you can use. Were your balls all right? Yep, good, okay. And just a tablespoon of wholemeal flour will do it. And then I've ground some sunflower seeds here. Sunflower seeds are greatly nutritious as well, full of good things. So they're all ground up, and it's basically about a quarter of a cup. So I'm just guesstimating, but that'll do. This is a recipe you can guess, you can add. And then 2 blocks of tofu, which is just the soft tofu that you buy at the Asian shops. You can get these in blocks of 2 blocks in one of these trays, or 4 or 8. But yes. No, not in this one, no. You need it soft. So I just crumble that up in there, and that's the sum of it. So there will just be a little bit of a whiz, and then we're done on that, so bear with me. You can actually just stop it midway and give it a bit of a tidy up round the sides. And just another burst. Once again, I'm using the magic mix, which is a really rapid way of doing it. If you're in a standard kitchen whiz, it'll take a little bit longer, but it's not long at all to get this into a nice creamy mix that then gets poured into the breadcrumbs. So scrape it out as best as you can. And then we simply do a mix, which takes a few minutes. That'll do. Mix. by hand now until it's all blended up nice together. Well, I tend to do it this way, and you probably can, but I've always, you kind of get in the habit of doing it this way. You probably could put it all together in the mixer, I don't know. But I think it would go a bit too, it would kind of break down too much. But that's pretty much it. And then simply, you get a little spoonful, roll it into a ball, like so. There you go. There's your ball. And then what I do is put them on an oven tray with some baking paper, and I just do a spray on the baking paper and a spray on the ball, and bake them in the oven for 15 minutes, and then turn them over and do another 10 minutes, and they're done and dusted. And you could probably use these as burger patties too, like you could change the shape. Or you can have them cold in salads, like in wraps and things. So there's a lot of variety here. It's a very cheap recipe. In fact, 8 slices of bread and what I've put in here and this ingredients makes 20 to 25 balls. So, and you can freeze them. So easy peasy. Yeah, there we go. Simple, tasty, good.